Heaven and Hell by E.A. Wallis Budge. Volume 3, The Contents of the Books of the Otherworld Described and Compared. And let's skip back a few and figure out, because I don't remember the second, chapter 11, 6th Division of the Tuat. Isn't it something else? As Yifu-Ra passes them, the entity, the Wate, encourages them to loosen their bandages, to unite and take off their wigs, to collect their bones, and to gather their flesh and their members, to open their eyes and look at the light, to get up from their state of inertness and to take possession of their fields in Sakset Nabet Hatuptupet. Beyond these is another group of entities whose duty it is to live near the pool of a serpent, the water of which is of fire.
Its flames proceed from the serpent, and they are so fierce that the demons and the souls of the earth dare not approach them.
On the other hand, the entities of the pool are adjured to give water to Kunte Art, i.e., governor of Art. Now, Art is the name of the other world, or Tuat, of Heliopolis, and the mention of it, and of Hutbanban, suggests that the kingdom of Yasir, according to the Book of Gates, was made to include that of the entity Tamu, a form of the night sun. The entities who sit round the lake of fire receive their bodies and souls from the serpent Mahap, and they take journey into the Saksit Yoru, which apparently has not been reached. I remember the shamanistic experience, or the experience of some prophets who were just like cut open and then they're put back together, or either defleshed, but when you've had that experience, it's like they take away your flesh, they take away your bones, they take away the nerves and stuff, and you're still there. And then it all just returns and you're back in life, and you're like, and sometimes you're like, you need like a third the sleep and you're functioning even better than usual. So the 8th division of the Tuat. But anyway, what happens to us in this life? We're restored. It doesn't hurt our bodies, so that's one of the things. It doesn't hurt what happens to our bodies doesn't hurt our souls in that respect. So in the afterlife, we are restored in full to either face the rewards or face the punishment, right? 8th division of the Tuat, 2, Kingdom of Yasir, Osiris, according to the Book of Gates. The boat of Yifu-Ra next passes through the gate Apake, which is guarded by the monster serpent Sathare, and is towed over this division or hour by the entities of the Tuat. The region is a remarkable one, and it certainly forms part of the kingdom of the sun entity of Yanu, or Heliopolis. At one end of the long lake or pool, which represents the celestial waters of Nu, see volume 2, page 225 and 226, stands the entity who dwelleth in Nu. And in the lake itself we see 4 groups of beings in human forms who are called Bathers, or Herpeu, floaters, Yapeu, swimmers, Nobiu, and divers, Kapau. The entities who tow the boat call on the dwellers in this division to praise the souls of Ra, which is in the heaven, and his body, which is on earth. For heaven is made young again by his soul, and earth by his body. Then addressing the entity in the boat, they declare that they will make his path straight in Art, and it is they that will make his boat to pass over the beings who were immersed in the waters of the lake. The entity who dwelleth in Nu then calls upon the beings in the water to pay homage to Ra, as he promises that they shall enjoy breath for their nostrils, and peace in their cisterns of water. Their souls which are upon the earth shall enjoy offerings in abundance, and shall never die, and shall be as fully provided with food as is Ra, whose body is on earth, but whose soul is in heaven. What does that remind you of? On the left of the path of Yefu-Ra are 12 great chiefs, and 9 souls who are adoring an entity. Volume 2, page 227 and 231. Before each soul are a loaf of bread and some sycamore herbs. The jaw perform very important duty, and I think that's like that mortar and pestle sort of fire starting even thing, or you actually have that kind of snake guy, but not the straight snake of the f sound. Very important duty in this division, for they distribute the souls who have been ordered by Ra to live by the fiery lake Sursur, the food which has been allotted them in the other worlds. They give the souls the portion of food which has been decreed that they should receive daily, no more and no less. The souls receive their destined allowance and have to be content therewith. Well, what choice do they have? Judging from the text here and elsewhere in the Book of Gates, it seems that there was some power in the Tuat, probably Kante Yamante, or Yisur Kante Yamante, who decreed that the beings therein should receive a regular, fixed, and unalterable allowance of food each day, and who appointed ministers who were here called Raja to see that each being received his ration, without addition, without diminution. The sun entity, in passing through the Tuat, confirms the ration and orders its continuance to each being therein. On the right of the path of Yefu-Ra is Horus, the aged, leaning on a staff and addressing a company of 12 of the enemies of Yasur. See Volume 2, page 232 through 234, who stand with their arms tied behind their backs in very painful attitudes. Before these is a huge serpent called Kete, belching fire into the faces of the enemies of Yasur. In each of the 7 undulations of the serpent stands an entity, who is adjured by Haru to aid in the work of destruction. From the text, we learned the chief offenses with which these enemies are charged is the putting of the secret things behind them, the dragging forth of the sacred object, Sikkim, from the secret place or sanctuary, and the profanation of certain of the hidden things of the Tuat. Because of these things, they are doomed to have their bodies first hacked into pieces, and then burned, and their souls utterly annihilated. Chapter 12 is the 10th division. 10th, 9th, 12th. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out which Sharma. Peace be upon you.